their surprise be that he's still alive, that he's leading, and and then they could almost bring in, hey, and you know what? He seemed calm. He was, the counter to Culp. Now, to Culp's thing, why haven't we heard this direct paranoia before? This direct, I want to hear. I think we all called for that before. That we should have been hearing things where, I'm bored, Titus. Things like that, and instead, this comes on, but it comes here out of the blue. If these people had that position of trying to convince him, now we get that to an extent later on, but the conversation is odd according to what they should know.
Yeah.
I was looking at this more of a kind of a commentary on race again at this era, where they're kind of conveying the fact that there's an intelligence among a group or class of people that should therefore make them human, and Culp is reverting back to this idea that no, that doesn't make them humane, doesn't make them human at all. So I wasn't so much breaking down what they should know about apes at this moment as much as I was thinking about they're trying to draw a parallel between people more than anything else. That's what I saw in it. The thing that let's see, where was I? What I found interesting was why Mendez wanted to be this voice against anything and why he wanted to make peace. I don't know enough about this character to know why he wanted to make that appeal.
Right.
He suddenly becomes the McDonald in the prior film. He becomes that character. Or maybe he just needed to be the sounding board to understand why Culp wanted to drive further, deeper into this madness.
Right.
He may be nothing more than just a device and not an actual fully fledged character. I like that he, Culp tries to twist it because he sees weapons and therefore they're armed. I mean, that's the kind of thing.
Yeah, but they only use those to shoot cameras. Don't worry about it. But they understand water hose technology, though.
Yes,
you got to
do.
watch out, boys. They know how to use a hose.
If you're watering your yard, you're toast. They're going to take it over. I agree with this kind of where does his opposition and where does his push for peace come from? If they had made more of a case earlier in the film when we saw these men together, it could have been Culp's boredom. We could have talked about that, but he, instead, and it would have helped with the narrative too about what these mutant people are. Is it Mendez? Is that his name?
Mendez, yeah. Okay.
If Mendez had been at that point like we're striving for peace, if he'd been a peacemonger all along, then that point of the character becomes even truer.
Yeah, if he had been up in the control room when he's trying to send people out, he's like, no, why are you chasing? You're only making it worse when you chase them down.
We need food, and at that
they're
point,
just in the records room. What's the worry?
Right. Yeah. If they didn't come here, they didn't come. You have those conversations. Now, I think that again, this minute is by far the most on point and cohesive that we've had of this film, because you've got people with discussions of intent, argument about to live in peace or not, the logical idea of then how to find out where they live. All of these things fit with what this story needs to have.
We have to kill them before they kill us first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are all incredibly germane to what this movie needs. And again, had they built stuff before to sort of put this upon, I don't know that we'd even be questioning why is this suddenly coming up? It's just so ham-fisted before it.
And in terms of the mutant dialogue, we have this nice kind of volley, if you will, back and forth between four characters: Mendez, Alma, Culp, and Captain, which we haven't really had between the mutants. Where they just have an actual conversation,
right? Where
they're just moving back and forth. Where he says they can't, Alma has to jump in and say they came with few provisions. It can't be far away. Which way did they head? They headed north, Captain, Governor. It was just kind of this nice little back and forth. I was like, oh, this is a conversation.
Well, when she did the whole, they didn't have much provisions. They couldn't have come far. I was like, whoa. Somebody actually looked at something and went, hey, I get what's going on. And I think that was the moment that when I was even watching this, I started going, wait, does this minute actually make sense? It's not one of those and we had a few of those early on where people would talk back and forth. If we go back to Teacher, those were all good minutes. But I think maybe it's that drought over the past 15-ish, 20 minutes that made this feel so good.
The underground running, yeah.
The underground running. Anybody got anything else?
No, it was a great
That's it
minute.
for me.
All right, well, let's wrap it up. Let's say one more time, it's so good to be in a room with you guys. We will be back tomorrow with another minute. So for Richard and Sean, I'm Todd. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
The minute of the age. The minute